Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh god, this is a hard video to film. So I didn't really want to film this video, but at the end of the day, I obviously subscribe to people on YouTube, I follow them, and I feel a little bit like invested in their lives. And there's like 6,000 people on this channel, and so there's a lot of people that have commented since day one or have been here for a long time, and I owe it to you guys to explain where I've been, because I'm just guessing that you are invested in my life. So quick disclaimer before we start is I'm not doing this video to get views. Obviously I've just told you why I'm doing the video. I don't really particularly want to make this video, but I have to because you guys, like I say, deserve an explanation. I'm not filming in any fancy background. I'm literally sitting on my couch. I've got no lights. I'm just using natural daylight, so I'm sorry if it's poorer quality than what we're used to, but it's not a beauty video. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, I've not been online recently. You guys know this. I don't know when the last video I filmed was, maybe the end of January, the start of February. That was kind of the last posted video. Lots of you guys on Snapchat and on Instagram have been asking where I am and hoping that I'm okay. So first of all, thank you very much to those people. It's really kind of you, and I appreciate that. Obviously you are concerned about me, and I'm really grateful for that. So yeah. So on February the 9th, my nephew went to hospital. So I don't know whether I should like explain the full story or not. Basically, Joe, that's my nephew, he went to get an eye test and got glasses because he had been complaining of a sore head, etc. So he got glasses, and he first day he wore them to school was Friday the 9th. My sister told him not to wear them all the time because it was really only for like the board, you know, far away, not for close up. So he had recently had a stookie. Oh, I don't know, stookie is a Scottish word. A cast, like he had a broken foot, so he had a cast on. So he got it off that week, and then on Friday my sister pushed the wheelchair up just in case he was still a bit wibbly on his feet. And he come out of the class at the end of school, and he bounced like off the wall and off the teacher. Kind of like fell into her. She was obviously concerned, like, what is wrong with you? And his eye was like into his nose. It was like really squinting. I'm actually, whilst I'm explaining, I'm going to put some pictures throughout this as well, just so that you can see the beautiful little boy that we're speaking about. Yeah, I would like to insert pictures, so that's what's going to happen through this video as well. So yeah, his eye was squint, and she asked him like, basically, what's wrong with your eye? Like, are you okay? Where's your teacher? He didn't feel different in any way. He was just like, oh, my teacher's off because she is ill, so they had a supply teacher. So obviously the supply teacher didn't realise that Joe just didn't have a squint. She would have thought that that was normal for him. So nobody had contacted my sister. So basically he was walking down the road and he kept falling off the curb, so he sat in his wheelchair and got pushed down. And he went to my mum and dad and he said, oh, there's two of you, but I know what one the real one is. So he obviously was like seeing double. So right away Kate assumed that it would be his glasses, that maybe they were a bit strong for him. Obviously we're not doctors, and that was her assumption. So she went to the opticians, who looked in the back of his eye and sent him to the local hospital, who also looked in the back of his eye and sent him to the sick kids in Edinburgh. And if you live in Fife, which is where I'm from in Scotland, your local hospital is just your local hospital. If you get sent to Edinburgh sick kids when you live in Fife, then there's something seriously wrong with your child. Because our local hospital can treat children. They don't just have to go to the sick kids hospital. So just to explain that, obviously if you're not from Scotland and you're not familiar with that. So you went there and got a CT scan. This is on the Friday night, so oh god, I can't even remember what time it would have been. It was quite late by that time, and the CT scan found a brain tumour at the back of his head. So obviously my sister and her partner was told that. keep saying, hey, I'm so sorry. God, this is really hard to say. It was a shock, and we got the phone call, our whole family got called to explain that due to the tumour, a pressure had built up in his head, which had pushed his eye squint, like the optic nerve was swollen, and if they didn't do surgery, then he could die. So on the Friday we went across to the hospital. We were like, Kyle was driving like a maniac trying to get there, safe, but we were still a bit fast because obviously we wanted to get there for him. He was in surgery by the time that we arrived, and what they had to do was, he's got like a little scar here. They had to drill into his skull and put like a tap in. It's called a VAD, and that basically gets you to drain the fluid from the brain, and that's just a natural reaction. Of course, if you hit your elbow, your knee, anywhere, it swells to like protect it. And Joe's brain had swelled because of the size of this tumour. We were in the hospital until really early morning on Saturday. Joe came out of surgery. He was really brave, he fought it really hard, and he was obviously, of course, really sleepy because of all the drugs he was on. And we basically had to wait until the Tuesday to kind of see what we were dealing with. So we woke up from surgery on the Saturday, we went to see him, and he was really happy, like quite unbelievably happy and like up and active, considering he had just had a brain operation. But on the Monday he went for an MRI scan to kind of see exactly what the tumour was like attached to, how big it was, what the kind of plan of action was to try and get it removed. And they did all that, and he was booked in for open brain surgery on the Tuesday. So everything was really fast, which is amazing because, well, that's what you want. You know, your child is suffering. It's not my child, he's my nephew, just to clarify, but he feels like my child. Like, I love him just like I would a son. So yeah, we're a very close family. You don't want him to be suffering, and it's sad to see everybody else around you suffering as well. There's nothing you can really do about it. So he had his operation on the Tuesday, and we had to get his head from the back like cut all the way down, and the muscle like cut and things, and then his skull was all drilled. I don't know the technical term, but basically they removed the tumour, which is really, really positive. He come back to us later that day. I think I can't really remember how long it took, maybe like 6-7 hours. And the surgeon was really, really nice, and he said that they had managed to get 99% of the tumour, which was amazing, amazing, amazing results. So after that, he was in intensive care. He was on a lot of medication. We weren't entirely sure if he would be able to speak or walk, lift up his limbs, because the part of the brain that the tumour was on kind of controls all like movement and stuff. So we didn't know if he'd be able to do that, and to be honest, it didn't really matter just as long as he was here, because obviously you would love him no matter what. So yeah, he was in for a couple of days, and he was able to like squeeze our finger. We were saying, you know, can you hear us? Squeeze our finger if you can hear us, and he was doing that. Oh, by the way, Joe's 6, I forgot to mention that, so he's only 6, which is even more devastating because he's so young, I think anyway. It's devastating for anybody having to go through something like this, but a child, it hurts more, I think. So yeah, so basically he was squeezing our finger and he was responding to us that way, which was great, and we were really happy. It was a great first response considering the area of the brain that he had operation on. After a couple of days he was able to get out of intensive care, but he was really still quite highly medicated on morphine and stuff, so he really couldn't communicate with you that much. It was just kind of like aha or no, and of course he was in absolute agony with his neck, and he had to keep getting turned in case he got bed sores. So it was really not a great couple of days after then. And then he started physiotherapy to learn to like move his limbs again and walk again, which he did great at. Like, honestly, he's been a little fighter through it all. He's been so, so brave to learn how to just be him again.
Can we do a smile? I'm out of bed.
And then on Thursday, so the Thursday after that Tuesday, he went for another MRI scan, to the great news that they had actually removed 100% of the tumour. So at that point, it's funny, looking back on it, it's kind of funny. It's not actually funny, but I got drunk basically. I was like, yeah, I'm so happy, that's it. Like in my mind, that was it over. Like we've got the tumour, that's it, we're out of the dark. That, you know, he's going to get better and he's going to get home. So I was drinking, I was having a laugh. I got really, really ill. Like I was sick. It was a bad hangover. So on the Friday, I was obviously feeling sorry for myself, but still feeling super happy because I thought that Joe was free of whatever this bad bit was in his head. But unfortunately, we got the news that his tumour was cancerous. So that meant, for me, at first, I was shocked, obviously. I was like, okay, another like blow. But I didn't know like what that meant. But even though they removed it all, they still had to, he still has to go through like chemotherapy and radiotherapy just in case any of the cells from the cancer are left behind in his brain, which obviously there will be because they've grown from something. So from a precautionary measure, sorry, they have to give him all these chemotherapy, etc., to make sure that they get rid of it all. So that was an awful thing to hear when you're really hungover anyway, and then I felt really bad because I couldn't go and see him because I literally couldn't move my head from the couch, and I hadn't slept very well for the last week. I didn't look good. I had cried for a week solid, like mostly everybody did, and yeah, it was just like another like nail in the coffin that we didn't want. Like we just wanted him to be free of it all. So yeah, so what happened then? God, it's so hard to remember. So at this point he was still in hospital. He had to get a lumbar puncture, which was the little, it's like a needle and they take it from your spine, they take fluids from your spine. They tested that to see if there was cancer in his spine, because it didn't show up on the MRI, but again there could have been cancerous cells in his spine. Luckily, one piece of good news, there wasn't, which was really, really great. Because it can spread. The type of cancer that it is a medulloblastoma, and they said it's likely to spread into the spine. So it's really good that it didn't do that. We're really grateful. Someone's looking down on him, and yeah, it didn't spread. So that was great news. He also had to be fitted with a cannula, which is, it's like a little port. Basically, when you go to the hospital, if any of you have been, you get a drip and it goes into your vein, and it usually is in your hand or your thigh. So every time that Joe has chemotherapy, it's a needle that gets injected into his vein and it's got the chemotherapy in it. So instead of having to put that in every time, he gets a little thing in his chest. So basically I had to get cut open here and here, and this little this little, what did I call it? I can't even remember. Like the cannula thing is in his chest under the skin. So now they just have to like put a needle in, inject the chemotherapy, and it goes right into the vein that goes directly to his heart. So yeah, basically that's how he gets his chemotherapy. So he had to get that put in, and he had to have another couple of operations, just due to like the nature of where the tumour was and the potential side effects. I'll not go into that. After that, and a couple of weeks later, he was able to get home, which was brilliant. And they come up with the strategy plan. So the plan of action to help Joe is he's going to go to Germany, and minimum of 6 weeks he's going to stay in Germany. He's already been across to kind of see the hospital, but he got back. So for 6 weeks he's going to be in Germany, and he's going to have what's called proton beam therapy. It's like a form of radiotherapy, but it doesn't have as severe side effects. So like normal radiotherapy, you can get dementia in 2 to 4 years, you can get loads of stuff. It's like extreme. Radiotherapy is very, very intense, whereas proton beam therapy is a little kinder to the body. So he's going to get that done. It's going to be like focused obviously on the area where his tumour was. Minimum 6 weeks, Monday to Friday, he's going to go for that every single day. And then once he's well enough to come home, he's going to have to get 36 weeks of chemotherapy. But that will be done here, which is really good because it means that we will get to see him and spend time with him. I'm pretty sure my mum and dad and things will be going across to see him and support my sister and her partner, because it's obviously they are superheroes. We call Joe a superhero, but they are also superheroes. Like I don't know how they're coping with it and dealing with it as well as they are. But yeah, They are, because I guess you just have to, it's your child and you just have to. So basically that's where we're up to. He's had to go in and out of hospital for checkups and things since then, since everything happened, but yeah, he's planning pretty soon to go to Germany. So in the meantime, my sister isn't working, of course, because she's looking after him, and Joe's dad is going to Germany too, which means that he isn't working. So me and Kyle thought that we would do some fundraising to help support the family. Obviously financially this is a big change for them, you know, losing a wage and losing 2 wages effectively. And also, like, Joe needs good things when he's feeling good. So if it could be a trip out, lunch out, dinner out, if he could go to some sort of play area, and that's not possible if you're not working. So we decided to take it upon ourselves to do some fundraising, and the whole family's got involved with that. Basically the whole of the community's got involved, which is amazing. They have done really, really well, and we have raised so much money so far. We had set a crowdfunding page, which I will leave down below if you would like to go and see it. I'll leave his Facebook page as well in the description box for you to go and read through, keep up to date with his story if you would like. And obviously the crowdfunding page if you would like to donate. You don't have to donate, but if you would like to, then I would be really ever so grateful for that. Any little helps Joe to have a good day out, or maybe even a weekend away if he's feeling better, because I know this is going to be like the hardest year of his life for him. Also, if he needs any sort of medical equipment and just things, you know, all of these things cost money. If you would like to support Joe and the family that way, then that is great. If you can't, obviously I'm not forcing you to do it. Just, you know, your comments here, I know that everybody will give me such lovely comments of support, because that is what you all do anyway. You know, you give lovely comments of support on my makeup, so I'm pretty sure you'll do the same here, and I'm just really grateful for this outlet to like share the story with. I can't really think what else to say at the moment. I'm really glad I've held back my tears, thank God. I've just cried too much in the past like 4 or 5 weeks that there are no more tears inside me to come out at this moment. I'm sure there will be plenty more in the future, but yeah. What else was I going to say? I just want to make you aware that if you are a parent out there and if you have a child complaining of a sore head, Joe did go to the doctors a number of times and was told to have paracetamol and ibuprofen. But if you see anything to do with their eyes squinting, if they've got sore eyes, if they have, you know, if you think, you know what, your head looks a little bit swollen today, if they're complaining of a sore head in any area, you know, ask them where the sore head is. If they're off balance, sickness in the morning, any of these things can be a symptom of a brain tumour. And I'm not saying every child with a sore head is going to have a tumour, because that's not the case, but I just want to make it, you know, raise awareness that sometimes paracetamol and ibuprofen isn't the answer. So yeah, I hope I've covered everything. Basically that's where I've been. I've just been spending time with Joe, because I've just been wanting to spend time, as much time as possible with Joe, because obviously we all have the dreaded thought in our head. I don't want to say it because I'm being really positive. I'm trying my hardest to be positive and be hopeful and grateful that a lot of people are looking down on Joe and that he's going to survive, but obviously you still have the fear in your head that he won't. Oh God, I jinxed myself. And so I want to come back to YouTube, because like this is an outlet for me to forget a little bit about what's going on and just have fun. Like, I'll enjoy makeup and I don't want to let that go, and I'm grateful for all of you guys that have subscribed to me. We hit 6k whilst I was away, so that's really good. Thank you so much. And I want to like come back on here and do videos again. So I just want to ask you guys, please don't think that I don't care about Joe, because I do, like 100% love him so much. And if I seem really happy in a video that's going to like come up, like my next couple of videos, then just know that that is just for that split hour that I took out of my day. I didn't think about Joe, and that gave me happiness, because it's always in the back of my head and it makes me sad every single day, and I don't want to portray that sadness on YouTube. Obviously this video is sad because I have to explain what's happened, but yeah, I just want you to know that I'm not forgetting about him. I just for that 1 hour I just want to zone out and just focus on my love for makeup. So I've got videos that I've pre-filmed and edited that I'm going to be putting up over the next couple of days. I'm just going to try and get back into some sort of video routine and then start filming the new videos to post for you guys. If there is anything that I've missed, any questions that you have about Joe, about what he went through, about anything, then please don't hesitate to leave them down below. You can Snapchat me or Instagram me or private message me on YouTube, whatever you'd like to do, and I will answer them for you. Even if you want a Q&A video, I can do that too. If any of you are suffering with a brain tumour or have family that have a brain tumour or have cancer, just know that you're not alone. People know that they're not alone because there's so many people suffering with cancer, but I just want to tell you that you're not alone. Right, sometimes throughout these past couple of weeks it feels like you're the only person in the world going through this and you're the only person having the hurt and the pain for your family, but just know that you're not, and there's so much support groups out there, so try and find something online and just know that although it's in your life, cancer doesn't define your life, and that's something that's really helped me get through these past couple of weeks. I just want to say thank you again for your support, and I will probably maybe post a video Wednesday or Sunday, some point this week, but I'm sure I'll put it on my Instagram and I'll put like a brief description on my Instagram and whatnot. So anyway, my head is all over the place, so thank you for listening and thank you in advance for understanding, because I know that you all will, and I'm going to leave his Facebook page and his Just Giving page down below in the description box if you would like to check it out and follow his story. If you want to share it, etc., please do so. I am not going to ask you to share this video. I always say like the video, share it, subscribe. I'm not going to ask that. Today I am asking if you would all like his page and share his page in the hopes that we could educate some other people about brain tumours and show those people that are suffering that they're not alone. So thanks very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!